Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Freedom Friday. I know it's been a little bit since I've been able to come on a Friday because I've been traveling like a crazy woman. I've been all over the world and I've been able to do this because I've been able to live a life that I don't have to vacation from. And I have spent a lot of time traveling, some of it for pleasure, some of it for business, some of it for speaking engagements and conferences. And I'm hosting retreats in Costa Rica. So my bags are always packed. And this conversation and this whole Freedom Friday started actually because traveling all over, trying to balance what the heck is balance, anyways, trying to balance everything is challenging, right? Trying to have this work life balance, trying to be an entrepreneur, build a business, scale a business, build a global brand, have a family, have a husband, travel the world, still be able to have friends and some sort of sense of um, network and friendships. And it's a lot of work. And so what I found is that, especially working from home for the last 6 years, life bleeds. It's like there's blurred lines everywhere. And so what I love to help my clients do is help set healthy boundaries. And so this conversation, this Freedom Friday conversation, came to play with a couple colleagues, a couple of us that are entrepreneurs and business owners. And we're like, how can we have more time for ourselves? Like, we want more freedom. That's why we're going after the dreams and goals. And that's why we're working so hard, right? So this freedom is like, it can be financial freedom, it can be freedom in entrepreneurship, freedom to travel, whatever that is to you. I want you to really start to define what freedom is to you. And what for me is like, I can take a whole day off, or maybe a half a day to start, off of my work, off of my business, off of business building or networking or being on social media or researching or trying to get creative. And I can take a whole day and not be on social media, and the world isn't going to crumble. My business isn't going to go down and blow up in flames. All right. So this was like, holy crap. I started having this conversation with a couple of people, and I'm like, is this possible? So I'm like, well, let's start with Freedom Friday. Let's start having these conversations and coming up with some tips and strategies of what can we do, right? And if you can't always get away, you can't always just take a whole week off because you're like, holy crap, I have so much work to do. Let's start with maybe this 1 hour block, right? So I'm going to be with you for the next 45 minutes. I have a couple tangible ways for us to start to find more freedom in our life, and my recipe for success that I want to share with you. And it's the PPA model. So what I found is that if we can like time block and figure out, okay, what is it that's important to us in our life? And how can we say, all right, well, maybe I'm going to take an hour on a Friday. And then maybe we say, we're going to take 2 hours off on a Friday. And then maybe we're like, okay, let's go for 3 hours on a Friday. We do baby steps, just like starting a new fitness journey. Maybe you want to start running or working out again, or maybe you want to lose weight. Maybe you want to start to eat healthy again. I'm a fitness coach, so like that's common for many people. We can't just lose 10 pounds in a day in 24 hours and be like, oh, I have my dream body back. No, it doesn't work that way. It's one step at a time, one repetition at a time, one workout at a time, one meal at a time, one day at a time, one step at a time, right? So we chunk this down so it's not so overwhelming. And this is what I love to do. So if you're still with me and you love this Freedom Friday message, we're going to really start to come up with some tangible ways to help each other find more freedom in our day, freedom in our life, so we can live more energetically. We can pour into the people that need us at 100%. We can have more happiness and freedom in our life. So who doesn't want that? So for just a quick reset, I'm Crystal Laura Cruz with Cruz Beyond Limits Consulting. I'm a life, fitness, and business accelerator, and I'm on a mission to help empower everyone on the planet put themselves and their health first for just 34 minutes a day, so we can reduce the stress and overwhelm of life and live a more fulfilling life. And who doesn't want that? So I do this in a variety of different ways. I have a couple group programs right? Take people through a journey and we dissect some of these things that hold us back. And the top three things that hold people back is consistency, accountability, and their nutrition. Oh, four, their mindset. Their mindset is really so the consistency, the accountability and community, their nutrition, and their mindset. All right, so those are the four big problems that I see people have after as they're trying to implement new healthy habits. And so the pillars of Cruise Beyond Limits is all around mental and physical fitness, your mindset, your habits, and your nutrition. So your sleep, your nutrition, your hydration, the movement, all of the daily non-negotiables. And then it can be overwhelming. It's like, holy crap, Crystal, that's a lot of work. Yes, it's a lot of work, but you're worth it. And what we do is we make it manageable so that you can show up every single day with just little small movements every single day that add up exponentially over time. But we don't do it alone. So the third component is the community and the connection that we have. So a lot of what I do is in a group environment. Also a diversity and inclusion leadership consultant. So I help work with teams and massive groups, corporations, and I help lead teams through culture change, right? And so there is an element of social learning and development. We can learn and grow from each other. And so this is what I love to collect amazing people from all over there just trying to be happier and healthier, right? And I put them in a safe space and we open up the layers and we peel back the onion of like, what the heck is going on in our life, all right? And how can we help each other move forward? So what I want to do is dissect my recipe for how I really became how I can't even remember the words like because it was so mind boggling in the beginning. I'm like, I really want more for my life. I don't I 6 years ago I didn't have a job. Like I transitioned. I was full time in the military for almost 10 years. I moved away from everything I knew to a new city with my husband. And we moved for his job. He's in the Army. I'm in the Air Force. And I had to transition. I didn't have a job for 6 months. And I was lost. And I had to start asking myself some powerful questions. And I reached out for help and I actually hired a coach, a life coach who specialized in military transition. And she asked me some powerful questions. And this is when I really started to open up the hood, unpeel the layers, and be like, what the heck? Who is Crystal outside the uniform? And how can I impact others? So if you're in a season of change, maybe you just went through a divorce, maybe you want to start a business, maybe you want to write a book, maybe you want to get out of the 9 to 5 and start your own side hustle, or like maybe you need more money, maybe you just want more zest for life, or maybe you want more freedom in your life. That's really the end game is the freedom, right? So if we're working for freedom, financial freedom, so you can retire and not have to work anymore. I know for me, I write down in my notebook every single day, I will live 10 steps from the ocean. So that's a goal of mine. That's the ultimate goal. So that's the dangling carrot. Like, I'm going to live 10 steps from the ocean. That's what, if I can do that and impact people and have a global brand, like that is freedom to me. To be able to just live life on a beach and do what I love, put everything together. So I had to ask myself some of these powerful questions. So like, if I want this in the future, I want this dream body. I want to look good on vacation. I want to look good in that wedding dress. I want to be on stage with a powerful presence and have hundreds of people filling a room there, buying tickets in a sold out auditorium, seeing me on stage, doing a workout, hearing me speak. These are the voices in my head that say, yes, this is what I want for my life and how I'm going to make impact in the world. How am I going to get there? So my 3-step model I want to share with you today. Okay, so it's the PPA. I like all acronyms. I've been in the military over 21 years. We live by acronyms. So the acronym that I want you to write down here today if you're taking notes is PPA. And this is how I design the life that I desire, that I don't have to vacation from. Literally, I travel around with a tripod and that has the ring light and my phone as a speaker. And as long as I have my Wi-Fi and my internet, I'm good. Like, I get to do this. And how do I get to do this? PPA. I was like, okay, what is my purpose going to be? So number one is my purpose. Okay. So what is my purpose? Purpose in life, purpose in my household, purpose in the military, purpose in my new. Like, I had to figure out what is my role that I'm going to play in some areas of my life. So when you figure out your purpose, it's really hard. It's a hard thing. It's like, I don't really know what this looks like. And a lot of people come to me and they're like, Crystal, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what my passion is. I don't know which direction I'm going. But something in me is like, I just feel it. I can't tell you how many people have come to me and they're like, Crystal, I want what you want, but I want to do it in another way. I just don't know what that is yet. So can you help me get there? And I'm just like, it's this big like cloud in this like convoluted like open white space. And it's like, I think it's out there. And what I want to do is I want to bring it back into, I want to put the spotlight on you and only you. And say, okay, if you had a blank slate today, what is the impact that you want to make? So what is the legacy that you want to leave? So I started to have to do this work and I started to think about, okay, so what are the consistent like pieces of feedback that I get? Crystal, you're so energetic. You're so influential. You're so articulate with your words. You've been through so much. I feel like you just keep getting up. You just keep going. It feels like your default is just to keep going. You've been through so much trauma in your life and you just keep getting back up. How do you do it? And I started to think, oh, well, these are things that everyone says about me. Everyone asks, and this is the feedback that I'm receiving. And I'm like, okay, self, there's some consistencies in this feedback. So where can we find some consistencies in the feedback that you're receiving? And how can you use that for good? So that you can make a bigger impact. And maybe that's part of your purpose, right? When we can start to step into that role model mindset of like, okay, this might be my purpose. What are my strengths? What am I good at? What are people noticing about me? Like, Crystal, you bring the energy. You pierce through my screen. Like, you energize me. I feel like I'm on fire after 5 minutes of talking with you. Like, I'll tell you, I did receive some feedback. I've received some feedback in the past too of like, whoa, you're too much for me. Whoa, I can't talk to you before 9:30. Guess what? Those aren't my people. But I used to listen to those voices. So what I want you to do is think about, okay, the feedback that I'm receiving is fueling me forward, not holding me back. Okay, so we get to choose and filter out. Yes, we're hearing all the feedback, but we get to filter it. And we get to say, okay, intuitive nudge, like, yes, this sounds good. Yes, this feels right. Oh yeah, I am charismatic. Oh yeah, I can ignite people's fire. Oh yeah, I have the tools to be able to change the energy in the room. And as soon as I learned that, then I was like, yes, that's going to be part of my purpose. Now that's just a nugget of information, right? And so I had to we have to pick up these little nuggets and breadcrumbs along the way. Hey, Annette's here live. If you're here, say hashtag live. If you're catching this on replay, say hashtag replay. I'll catch up with the comments. Ask questions. I want to engage with you. What does freedom look like to you? And what is that next step? What does that next stage of life look like to you? What is your 2.0 version? If you're feeling this intuitive nudge that you're ready for more, you're like, I'm not sure where to get there. And I see like, I have this, like, maybe I have a vision or a part of it, and I have some of these pieces, but they're just not quite adding up yet. This is your time. Why not spend the time on yourself? Shed the spotlight on you right now and say, what evidence do I have? What can I do with what I've got? Those are the questions I had to ask me in those moments of despair. And I had all of the credentials in the world. I had a master's degree. I had built a business. I helped so many build, scale, and fix other businesses. I built programs and processes, national programs. And I was literally in the fetal position for 6 months. I had to take stuff off my resume. I tried to fit in places that I didn't belong. I did door-to-door sales and I was a project manager for 3 construction companies. I was a computer engineer. I tried everything to figure out like, okay, maybe my passion is here. Maybe my passion is here. Nope, that's not it. So it's like dating. You gotta try a couple things till you figure out what you like, what you don't like, what's serving you, what's not. So finding our purpose and our passion is a journey. We don't have to have it all figured out. And guess what? I don't have it all figured out either. I'm still here living the dream. I'm here on Freedom Friday having a conversation with you. Who knows what's possible? So I'm open for the opportunity to say, okay, a piece of this puzzle is going to still keep adding and connecting. It's going to snowball. And some pieces might fall off. Maybe some of the priorities that you had at the beginning of this year are like falling off. You're like, maybe it's not a priority. Side note, I host 2-hour vision board workshops. So I can do this to help lead yourself and walk through the different flows of your life to be able to say, oh, we need some work here. Oh, we have strengths here. And that can start maybe unpeeling the onion for you. So I just hosted my last vision board retreat or vision board workshop, but the replay is available. So if you want to go, thank you, Annette. Annette is a part of my team. She's amazing. So she's going to be dropping links. Feel free to check out whatever she drops. So the vision board workshop, there is a recording available. So if you want to purchase that, you can grab that and get started today. Start unpeeling the layers. And even if you've done it before, maybe you did it last month and a lot has happened in the last month. You're like, whoa, I need a reset. Let's do it. All right. So finding your purpose and your passion and your direction is really challenging. And you're not alone. If you're in a season of change and you're like, I just need something, like I know that it's there, I can feel it, I can sense it, but I just like something huge is coming. I had a client, she's like, I'm in this growth spot. I know I'm in this growth zone. I know I'm here. I'm in the growth zone. I know something big is coming. I just can't wait any longer. The suspense is killing me. The power in this pause and out of this flutter of this anxiety and like, let's bring it down. Let's focus, let's unpeel the layers and let's get honest. I carry this mirror around and it's at my desk all the time because we get to look in the mirror and say, what role do I play in the experience that everyone else has? And I recognize the role that I play in every room that I go into, every space that I go into, every conference, every conversation I go into. I play a role in that experience that other people experience me, just as I'm experiencing them. So everyone is having an experience, and it's a beautiful dance. And so the more I realized that, and I learned this through emotional intelligence. And so I facilitate emotional intelligence for corporations, for leadership teams, and I bring the emotional intelligence and the psychology into the health and wellness space as well. So that's what makes me very unique. So I'm not just a fitness coach. I'm not just this crazy runner cheerleader girl, right? That just like peps people up and then leaves. No, I challenge you and we go deep, right? And I help you unpeel these layers and I do it with love in a very strategic approach, right? And I do this in a group environment to take you through this journey, to unpeel the layers. We kind of break down a little bit, all right? There might be some vulnerability, there might be some uncomfortableness, and then we put the pieces back up together. We build on that confidence, that consistency, and we build on the community, and then we start to see the results. And then we come out of this in a beautiful dance. All right, so this is the experience that you'll see in Fierce Beyond Limits. But to start with finding your purpose, we unpeel the layers, we look in the mirror and we say, okay, what evidence do we have? What is the experience that I have in the world? What are other people experiencing for me? All right, so recognizing that is fundamental. You have to know the impacts that you're making. And so when we do that, and we have to recognize not only that, but our why. Who are we doing it for? What are we doing it for? Is it the legacy? Because things are going to get tough. You're going to be challenged. And things get tough for me. I posted in the accountability chat this morning for my my virtual hit camp ladies. I'm like, what are you going to do when things get tough? If I quit when things get tough, I wouldn't be here to share this story. I wouldn't be here to share the message. And my beautiful clients and my team wouldn't be here to share the Cruise Beyond the Limits way of how powerful this really is. So if I quit just when it got tough, like I thought, like, okay, in a challenging time, because I've been through so many challenging times and so much adversity in my health, in my business, in my fitness, in my goals, in my career, I've had so many setbacks and challenges that I've had to face that when I see them now, I'm like, okay, what's next? I know it's part of the journey. It's about the climb. And the story is going to be really good because I've made it through 100% of the times. So now I'm like, okay, I'm finding that I have this drive, this connection, this purpose. All right. Now recognizing that, now I can get really clear, crystal clear, on the direction that I want to go in. Okay. So what that means to me is like, okay, I collected some evidence of like what my purpose was, how are people experiencing me, what evidence do I have, what awards, accolades, what major programs, what difference did I make in the world, and how is that data for me to not only give me credibility to move forward, but to drive me so that I'm not going into a space that I don't belong. Because I did that for so long. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll fit in here. Maybe I'll fit in here. Maybe I'll fit in here. How about I just fit in right here? Hello. How about let's just stand out? Let's not try to fit in anymore. Let's just say, like, okay, what can I do uniquely me to find purpose? And then once we sink into that and fall in love with that version of ourselves, that's where the passion comes. So the second P is passion. Passion, when you think about passion, yes, why not me? Thank you for sharing that. When you think about passion, you can't argue with this passion. It comes from consistent action and consistent activities towards that pursuit of the purpose. Okay? So, PPA, spoiler alert, A is action. We're going to go through that in a second. But you have to take that consistent action. You can't have one without the other. Like, what is that? Married with Children. Love and marriage. You can't have one without the other. So everyone's like, Crystal, you're so passionate. You're so energetic. You're so confident. And it's contagious. Your smile is contagious. Where does that come from? How do you get there? So how do you become so passionate? You are so aligned and dialed in to who you are, to the core. What are your core values? What is your purpose? What is your passion? What is your direction? Who do you want to serve? What is the impact that you want? You need to sing, Martin. I need to work on my singing more. I've been a dancer my whole life. I actually, fun fact, I earned a varsity letter in choir, and I was in the solo festival. So I sang the Little Mermaid song, and so I know like all the words to Little Mermaid. But then I closed my mouth for a really long time. It's actually part of why I do this work. I realized that I had a voice, and I was like the Little Mermaid that didn't have she got her throat flaps. I actually was choked before, like physically, where I didn't think I had a voice anymore. I was put in the corner and said, no, you won't speak until you're spoken to. And so for so long, even when I started my business, it was tough for me. I didn't want to go live on social media. I used other people's quotes, people's memes. I posted those I'm like, oh yeah, that's cute. That's powerful. But it wasn't until I started to realize oh my gosh, I have my own thoughts and feelings. Now, I've been dancing since I was 2. I was a gymnast. You don't use your voice for that either. Then I was a cheerleader, and then I was an NFL cheerleader, and then I was a runner. I was a sprinter. I was a hurdler, and then I was a marathon runner. Since the 6th grade when I wore that black and white at Solo Festival singing The Little Mermaid, after that, it was done. I never used my voice again until I did. So I was mute for so long. And I tried to fit in. I tried to dim my light to fit in and to be less energetic and less parts of me. I took stuff off my resume. I listened to other people's opinions of what I should be doing. And then I said, no more. I'm sick and tired of that. Sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I started going after it. And I started listening to the intuitive nudges. I started doing this work and unpeeling the layers, studying my brain, studying the evidence of what I've been through and what I've grown through. And how can I use this to serve others? So that I can confidently stand up and say, I'm on a mission to help empower every person on the planet put themselves and their health first for 34 minutes a day so they can reduce the stress and overwhelm of life and live a more fulfilling life. What did that take? 8 seconds? It took me about 5 years to figure out that message. But I want to shorten that time for you because I did a lot of work and I did a lot of it alone and I felt very alone. And I don't want that for you. So I'm here to shorten that time period of that self-doubt and overwhelm because I've been there. I felt it. I've been there physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I have been knocked down and I got back up again. I've been kicking and screaming and punching and blocking and all the things. But I kept going in the pursuit of what is setting my soul on fire. And I didn't stop. I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. Okay, I'll try this. Yes, I'll try this. This isn't working. Oh, failure again. Oh, roadblock again. So we keep going. We keep trying. So this passion, this drive, it wakes me up. It gets me excited. I have a no matter what mentality. Like, this is my role in life. This is my role. For now, this is my purpose. Until something else meets me, till God says, oh, you're going to meet this person, and then let's see what happens here. He's got a fun sense of humor. But you have to be there and be open to listen. And so sometimes those voices, the noise level is like level 10, right? The voices in our head is like level 8. You're like, woo! And then the voices outside and everyone else and all the noise and all the shiny objects, you're like level 11. You're like, ah, right? You got to turn it down. You got to dial it in. And thankfully, I've had the discipline of running. So as you don't know, I was in a wheelchair for 6 months in the middle of my NFL season, and I got injured, and my whole body shut down within 2 weeks. Severe rheumatoid arthritis, and I could not walk. I had to fall out of bed and then crawl for a little bit before I was able to stand up on my 2 feet. And then I walked when I could barely crawl. And then I started running. And it helped my physical health, but it helped more my mental health. And it helped me spend some time to turn down those noises and figure out what was going on in my head. All right. So finding that passion, finding that purpose, it takes in my workouts, my 30-minute workouts, we turn up the heat, we turn up the dial. All right. But in life, when we're trying to figure out our passion, we got to turn down the dial. We got to go back to the basics. Got to quiet the noise. And so if this is you right now and you're ready to quiet the noise, there is an option. We do this at the Costa Rica retreat, the Revive and Drive retreat. We have a couple spots left. We're going back in September. I hosted 3 last year. I took incredible women through this experience. And then I just hosted one in May and I have one more coming up in September. So if you're ready to dial back and really hit the pause button and unpeel some of these layers, we do it in 6 days. It's an all-inclusive experience. It's incredible. And it is a beautiful journey of self-love, self-development, personal development, adventure, fitness, sisterhood. It's incredible. Okay, so we need to turn down that dial, turn down the noise. If you can't get to Costa Rica yet, that's okay. All right, but we still got to find ways to turn down the noise. And how do we do that? We get into community. But also we take action. Okay, so this purpose, this passion, we have to take action. We can't just say, oh, well, we need another course. We'll wait maybe next week or, oh, this is my favorite. I love talking to women and, we get on a call and they're like, yeah, Crystal, I really want to lose weight. I really want to get into your fitness program. I can't wait to start. And then they're like, but I have this vacation that's coming up in like a month and I think I'll just start afterwards. You want to start now, right? You want to take action now, right? We keep delaying. It's a delay because we're never going to be ready. So, like, and my answer to said person was like, hey, guess what? You get to take the workout with you on vacation because it's a no matter what mentality. If you want a long term lifestyle, you want to change your life, you have to take action today. Like you said, yes, let's go. Start today. Take action. Don't wait. Don't wait till Monday because tomorrow isn't promised. And if you want to live a happier, healthier life and you want more freedom in your life, you need to start taking action today because the brain keeps track of the times that you take action and you say yes to you. Guess what? It's keeping track of you putting yourself on delay. It's no wonder why you don't trust yourself because your subconscious brain deep down is saying, yeah, you don't need that right now. You're not meant for that. You never stick to anything you do. So yeah, you just tell her I'll start afterwards. Guess what? It's happened a couple times. And I don't always get back to me because they didn't take action. And they said they were going to, and then they got it. But then there's the women and men too that say, yes, now. I'm ready to take action and I'm ready to put it into play. Like, let's figure this out. Let's roll up my sleeves. Let's figure out what can I do with what I've got. I'm ready to go all in. I'm ready to just look in the mirror and say, today's day one. I was on a podcast just before this doing a workout. I was just literally just got up and had a couple minutes to eat. But like the girl, we actually hosted, it was for a live summit. We did a pre-recorded session for a summit that's coming up about confidence. And so, side note, if you have a summit or a conference or you know of a company that needs a speaker or you like want corporate wellness and you're at your company, this woman, she is like, I need you at my summit. She's like, we're talking all about confidence and like wealth building and all this stuff. But she's like, you do these workouts, I think this would be really great. I'm like, yeah, your health is your wealth. So why not? So we hosted this workout and she's like, she showed me this picture of herself a year ago. And she had really toned arms and like she was in really great shape. She's like, this is the woman that I want to get back to. And she's like, that was me a year ago. And I really haven't worked out since. So this is my day one. And like literally, she's like, this is my day one. And that's just such a powerful thing to do, to just say, you know what? Say it today. If you're listening to this message and say, today is my day one. And that's okay. Bloom where you're planted. Everyone has a first day. And we get to be a student. But the brain is saying, today's my day one. I'm not expected to be an expert on day one. Am I going to lose 10 pounds on day one? No. Am I going to have a PhD in day one? No. But I'm here for the journey. And so that opens us up to so many more opportunities. And when we can say, you know what? I'm here for it all. The roller coaster, the emotions, how we're going to respond, how we're going to pivot, how we're going to move, how we're going to keep going. We have a purpose. We are passionate. And we take action. You have to take action. Okay? In some way, shape, or form. One step. Okay? I talked to another client too earlier this week. She's like, I haven't showered in a couple days. I'm like, okay, step one, what are you going to do? Take a shower? Yes. Okay. Step two, what are you going to do? I think I'm going to get outside. Okay. Awesome. Vitamin D. Great. Step three, can you move your body? Yes, I can do that. Awesome. Action. 3 action steps that are cheap, free 99, except for the water, right? Take action. Small actionable steps. And then consistently moving can lead to so many incredible results. and you never know what's possible. Okay? So finding our purpose can be very overwhelming. And you don't have to do it alone. I have several tools to help you, to help guide you. In the beginning, what I shared was that we have a vision board workshop. So the replay is available. Annette dropped the link. So if you want to go back, if you're just joining us, welcome. We're talking about finding your passion in Freedom Friday. What is freedom to you? Is it financial freedom? Is it freedom to be able to travel? Is it freedom and happiness to be able to spend more time with your children and your loved ones? Is it freedom to be able to work wherever you want? Is it freedom from a 9 to 5? What is it? In order to get there, if you're like, I think I want this, it looks a little choppy, it doesn't have to be clear. We don't have to have it all figured out. But what we got to do is unpeel the layers and say, like, instead of like wanting that big thing on the top of the mountain and saying, oh, I'm not there yet, or I know that I need it, but I don't. We're going to be like, okay, we're going to take some action here today. Let's unpeel the layers. Let's figure out, what are our values? What's our purpose? What roles are we playing in people's lives? What role am I playing in my life right now? So I'm about to be 40. So I don't care. I'll share my age. I have nothing to hide. I'm an open book. Remember, my mouth was closed for a long time. Now I found my voice. Like, you get all of me. You're welcome. So I am literally all of me. I'm sharing all the messy middle. Feel free to ask questions. I'm happy to answer any questions. But now I'm like, okay, I'm about to be 40. I have a lot of wisdom. I'm still learning though every single day. But my role in life is to just drop seeds, nuggets of inspiration. It's not my role to have everything figured out and fix everyone. Okay? I am not Mother Teresa, although I want to be. But like, it's not my role. My role is to empower people, to give them the tools so that they can have a ripple effect of their leadership and change the generations after them. So my role as your coach, as your life tour guide, as your mentor, is to give you tangible tips and strategies and tools to have in your tool belt so that you can have the ripple effect and share this with others. And you can be a role model in your life. Okay, so I do it and I dissect it and I make it manageable. We chunk it down into manageable steps and milestones. We create a set of non-negotiables. We work on your mindset, your physical fitness, your non-negotiables, the rules and the standards you have for your life. So we create a filtering system that is unshakable, unbreakable. So you know what to say heck yes to and what to say heck no to. This is how you can build on more passion and have more drive and connection towards that passion, towards that thing. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. It's not a light switch. I told you, I've been building my business and my global brand for 6 years now. Well, it'll be 6 years on November 1st. So I'm in this middle, right? I'm about to be 40. I have wisdom. I can go run a lot more marathons. I could do a lot more ultras. I can get more Boston Marathon. I can win a marathon if I wanted to. Okay? If I really I'm not out to win a marathon. I'm out to complete a marathon and be better and stronger than yesterday. Me against me. That's it. I'm still in the military. I could go after and get more awards and more accolades, but it's not about me anymore. It's about like, Crystal, you're so driven. Crystal, you keep bouncing back. Crystal, you make it look so easy. How did you get there? So my role is to give you the tools in your tool belt so that you have them when you need them. You have a community and a supportive group of people that will support you and cheer you on when you need them. So it takes action. It takes you going out there and saying like, okay, let's navigate these waters. I'm going to go out there. It's kind of lonely. I'm a little swimming. I'm a fish in the pond, like swimming out there. I'm doggy paddling. I'm like barely treading water. I'm like out there, but guess what? I'm going to go back to the island where they're celebrating me. I'm going to swim back to the island and they're like, hey, welcome back. Hey, what's up? We missed ya. Where you been? I've been treading water. It was hard. What am I doing? I don't know. It's all good. We got you. What's happening? Let's talk about it. All right? Puerto Rico. Yes. Let's all go to Puerto Rico. We'll put you out in the ocean. We'll have you tread water for a little bit. No, that's not what we do. It's a metaphor. Okay? So if you're treading water, if you're like out in the middle of the ocean, like, I don't know what's happening, come to the island. It's fun. We have a wild time. We cheer each other on. We don't take ourselves so seriously. We all take massive action. All right. So if you want to be challenged, if you want to be ignited, if you want to take some massive action, you want more freedom and zest in your life, like, start to do this. These are different conversations. We don't talk about, someone brought up Snooki this morning. I'm like, who the heck is, oh yeah, Snooki. Like, I have no idea what's happening on The Real Housewives, like all of these other shows. Like, no, like, these are next level. We're talking about goals, dreams, aspirations, like how we're going to help the community even more. I had a brainstorming session with someone on my team this morning. Like, just ways to just make the world a better place and help us. And I know it sounds like cliche, but like, why not? Why can't we be happy? Why can't you be happy? Why can't you travel the world if you want to? Why can't you spend more time with your family if you want to? We have to design it that way. And so we have to take action, start to unpeel the layers and get honest with ourselves and say, what is it that we really want? And are we trying to fit ourselves in? Are we trying to fix things in spaces that we don't belong? Are we putting too much energy into things where we're not receiving the needs that we desire back? So what relationships, what things are you pouring into that are sucking your energy, that aren't fueling you forward, that aren't giving you that zest for life? So those are the things to think about. So in order to have more freedom, so my recipe, my acronym for you today is purpose, passion, and action. All right. So we got to execute. We got to take action. Right. Start today. Start something. Just do something. Pick one thing. Let me know in the comments. What do you want to work on? What is that one thing that you can do today to just fuel you forward? Just a little bit. And it can be www.google.com. It can be AI. AI is a beautiful thing now, right? But they can't replace this voice. Sorry, not sorry. AI is a great tool to help give you ideas, but we're not stealing those ideas. We're just using them as a like just a little nugget, a little piece of breadcrumb. We're picking it up and then we're making it our own. All right. So find that purpose. Have the passion. You can't argue with this passion. You can't. Try. Like, if you have passion for what you do, people will want to be around you. The right people will come to you. The right people will be on your team. They will be on board. Because those are your people. I'm not for everyone. It's all good. It's all good. So, but we need to take action. We cannot delay. I'm a recovering perfectionist. Got to take action. When I started taking massive action, when it was messy, when it was ugly, when I didn't want to, when I was tired, that was where the magic happened every single time. Every time I just delayed hitting that live button, or how about creating that video? I can't tell you, the first time I did a video and I wanted to post it on the internet, there must have been 50 outtakes. I actually have a screenshot or a video screenshot scrolling of all of the outtakes and the bloopers before I actually hit play. I hired a speaking coach to help me do this, by the way. So I got help. So what you see today of the way that I storytell, the way that I show up here, the way that I organize my thoughts, I literally look at, this is no fancy studio. I can't even spell either. Purpose, passion, action. That's all. These are my notes. All right. But this doesn't happen overnight. I'm speaking from my heart. speaking from passion, from purpose, and from taking messy action. And here to show you what's possible. All right, so I still screw up, no fancy studio. I have stacks of 3x5 cards and Post-it notes everywhere. And that's all I work from. But I have had to build on that skill by taking massive action. It doesn't happen by me like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to write about. I think I'm just going to, no, I'm not sure. Maybe I won't be waking up today. No, I'm like, let's just see what happens. Today, literally 10 minutes before this message, I was like, what is freedom? What is freedom? What do people want? So what do you want? What is freedom to you? Let it come to you. For me, it was PPA. Passion, purpose, action. How do you get there? How do you get to freedom? Have passion, have purpose, take action. Period and dot. And just keep doing it every single day. All right, so let me catch up with the comments. I love you all. Oh my gosh, good things to ponder. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Annette. You're amazing. Sandra's here. Hello. If you are catching this on replay, please say hashtag replay. I'd love to cheer you on and support you. Let me know what you're working on. Where are you at? Send me a message. I'd love to have a conversation around this. And let's amplify your life. Take action. Send me a message. Follow me on Instagram. Send me a DM. Book a call with me. Come to the retreat. Join my fitness. Whatever it is, take action. Do something today that is going to get you just one step further. All right? So with that, I'm going to yield my mic. Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to catch up here with the chat. Anybody have questions before I end this? All right, we got some good things to ponder. And that says, no judgments. You're not alone. We're all here. Yes, you will love this community. You will be sorry. Take this step. I love it. I work out in my mom's kitchen. Oh my gosh. So Annette actually worked out in the middle of a hurricane in Puerto Rico. She was working on a generator. Literally there was one power strip that went for her whole hallway in her apartment complex. She lives on a beach, by the way. Side note, she is literally living my dream. My dream of living 10 steps from the ocean. She literally lives 10 steps from the ocean. That's where I met her. And so I'll never forget this time where literally it was a hurricane and she was literally had one cord. She needed to use the cord to plug her phone in so that she found this one dry spot in her house because everything was flooded. One dry spot for her to be able to work out. And she plugged her phone in just enough to have enough juice to be able to do the 30-minute workout in the middle of a hurricane crisis with no power. That is commitment. That is taking action. It's a no matter what mentality. Your life depends on it. Because it does. All right, so let me catch up here. Hurricane workout, yes. Hurricane, I'm leaving no sauce behind collab, yes. Oh my gosh, so great to have you here. Thank you for being here. I cannot wait. Oh my gosh, we have so many. I don't know if I can share this. I think I can share it. But we're working on a collaboration for a book that's called Leave No Spouse Behind. So I'm working with a bunch of other incredible speakers and authors and military spouses to be able to help others. So this is part of this ripple effect of your leadership. If you get to show up, figure out what steps you took, and then share with others. So I do that through speaking, through teaching workshops, through hosting retreats, traveling the world, going to workshops, speaking at events, speaking on podcasts, and writing another book. So you get to do whatever, you're an open book. You get to flip the page. It's blank. Just go there. Okay, so I hope this message landed with you. Please send me a message. Let me know what landed with you and what impact this had on your life and how you're going to use it to fuel you forward. So I'm so excited for you. Happy Friday. Celebrating the heck out of you. I hope you love Freedom Friday. Let's bring some more freedom into our life, some more zest and energy for our life, because the world needs you at 100%. So why not you? Go after it. Go after your dreams. Send me a message. You're not alone in this journey of life. We do hard things and we do them together. So have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Cheers. Cheers, Beyond Limits.